All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually in this match. There's about a 50% chance that my PC crashes in the middle of it. But we're trying our best. Right here, we've got Center Overwatch Gold facing off against Western Kentucky University. Here in a qualifier for a UK LAN event that would occur in about a month from now. See both teams coming in here, trading a couple picks. Galvanijo on the Zarya, getting a lot of damage onto this Junker Queen from WKU. Not quite able to burn her down. Getting a bit low himself. It does look like that's going to end up being a one fight for Western Kentucky. Pretty scrappy fight there. There were trades being made between the two teams. Finney looking for a little bit of extra damage coming back into fight. Who's James? Onto the Widowmaker. A bit of a trademark character for him. I'm going to see if he can maybe deal with that Pharah, deal with that Mercy on the other team from a very safe distance. And he does go ahead and get a pick onto the Ilyari. Gets rezzed right back up, of course, that being Mercy's kind of signature ability to just win back momentum for a team after a lost person. Who's James falling, but also the tank from WKU. And tank versus DPS, tank is a bit more of an important pick there. So that will be Center College tapping this point here. Carp up close, getting a little bit of pressure on that Pharah so she can't engage. They are going to go reset here. We do see a couple of ults coming online here for both teams. Early ult here from Tooney, going to go ahead and pop that window. That will be mostly just disengaging here from WKU. A deflect from the Genji, able to take out Who's James. We will see that Ilyari ult come out and do devastating damage. Hits a lot from Center's side. Really nice to have those Zarya bubbles, but it does look like damage is going to be done. Able to get out that lamp from Tooney. And once that lamp is gone, damage comes out. But Galvanijo and Runner both taking a pick. It looks like this fight is evened up, and then Center starting to take the lead here. Really just this Pharah Mercy combo, or rather not the Pharah Mercy, the two supports alive here. And they haven't tapped the point, so this is Center still trying to take that over. So that was a pretty good play there from the supports to go ahead and stall out on site there, and they were both able to get out for free. Center does now have the point, but they're not playing on site here. Really just Galvanijo up there pushed up. Who's James able to get a great pick onto the Pharah. Getting a lot of ults out here from Western Kentucky. They're really looking to win this fight here. Carp falls. Who's James? Another great pick onto that Pharah after she gets rezzed up. Runner popping beat, making sure his team has some sustain. WKU almost able to cap this point back, but Center just wanting every single percentage point they can get here. Both people hit by that high damage Ilyari ult there. And Galvanijo looking awfully low. That will be Center falling here and going ahead and ceding the point. But a really valiant effort there to just get a lot of extra percentage on the site. Even though they didn't win that first fight, they are up in the percentage game. James once again trying to find that opening for his team. Give them that momentum from a distance. Turn this into a 5v4. Carp's got his ultimate here. Gonna maybe get up close and personal and just press that Q in this back line. Does pop it. Gets a few for his troubles, but several from Center falling as well. It's Runner and Carp on point, able to take out the tank. And it looks like they are going to easily be able to cap here right as it gets to 99. And my PC has crashed again, I think. Well, it was a good run. We almost watched a whole round of a game there, gang. Isn't that swell? We'll see if there's anything else I can do to prevent that error from happening for round number 2. But until then, we're going to throw up our familiar friend, the splash screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Maybe, probably. It is currently live. Things are sort of working as we speak. And we'll see if it lets me play the whole match. But we won the last one. Yay! Woo! Very exciting. So map number 2 here. This is a best of 3 set. So if center takes Numbani here, this will be the win for center. Game number 1 against Fisher College. Those of you waiting in anticipation as to how that one went, we did not win. Fisher College is actually one of the titans of esports in the country. That was not their A team, but even their B's and C teams are among the best in the nation. Almost all their players having played at a semi-professional level at some point. So an honor to be even in contention with them. Center's still putting up a good fight. That's the synopsis. You won't ever get to see it because I did not record it. All right. On this Numbani defense here, center starting out with Galvanijo on the Orisa, Tuni on that classic Baptiste, runner playing Ilyari, the newest character in the game, Who's James on a Torbjorn, maybe looking to bunker down a little bit, get some of that incredible burst damage from his primary and secondary fire, and Carp running it down on the Soldier 76. I've not seen the full composition out here yet from WKU, but it looks like we've got kind of a dive comp centering around this diva. Galvanijo spearing out first, getting a little bit of intel for the rest of his team. Center now knows what they are running. They're looking to play kind of distance, looking to play a little more poke centered in their comp, but a poke with a lot of different, cross angles here, rather than focusing around a shield. Able to take out that Diva, but an anti and a Genji. So much utility dumped onto center up there. Almost able to take out Runner and Carp. And that Genji is still around. That healing pylon doing a lot of work to keep Carp alive against this Genji. He's deflecting, but able to run into into the place with the support there. Looks like the rest of center down here in this room, maybe looking to push right in. If they can take out this Diva here. But while that happens, we do see Who's James will fall. Now the Diva coming in, taking up that high ground position, dropping down. A little bit of pressure happens. They're getting awfully low. Support's not close by enough to do much about it. Center's still not taking out this baby Diva, maybe looking for a stagger, but after losing 2 of their members, I think it would behoove them to go ahead and try and clear out this kill. But with such a small hitbox and very few of center members alive, is able to take it out just at the last minute there with that spear. But a lot of resources invested into one Diva there. It doesn't look like center is going to be able to live this fight. Baptiste, though, that's Tuni shooting out the first ult of the match. That is his window there. Center maybe thinking they could go for a pretty ambitious recontest there. But does get shut down. We did see, I suppose, the Genji ult out from the other side, but a lot of other things going to be online soon for Western Kentucky. Everything except for Tuni's ult going to be available pretty shortly for center. Galvanijo getting kind of pressured out here, gonna have to back out a bit. Tuni gets slept and antied. Carp antied as well. That anti-nade from the Ana, that's King Nation over there at WKU, is just getting a lot of utility out of that. And in this Streets phase, pretty blazing speed here from WKU. Only 1 on cart, but they're able to take so much space that center hasn't seen the cart in a very long time, and it is slowly moving up here. We'll see Tuni just starting to peek this corner and say, maybe we can touch. And with that sleep onto Who's James, it's just not going to happen. So there's really not any moment for a real fight here from center that's going to actually stall the point out. And looking to get some great kills. Oh my God, that gets 2 from center as well as the pylon and the turret. Easily able for Genji to come in and start to clean up on that Orisa. So that is pretty much a team wipe there for Center College, or against Center College rather. This cart is rounding this corner very, very quickly. Center has ults. They're going to look to use them here. They need this to be a moment to just slow WKU down. Unfortunately, that left click there from, or right click rather, from the Sojourn, able to hit Galvanijo right in the head. Dodge coming in, able to get rid of that lamp from Toonie. Ults are coming out. Ult from Runner, able to clear some people off the cart for a little bit. Finally get some pressure that's going to let Center come in with these quicker respawns on the defense. But they are only 2.75 meters away from having finished that out with 3.5 minutes in the time bank. Yes, WKU has finally been stopped. They're not on the cart for a brief moment, but they have so many opportunities to come back in here. And they've used a lot of ults of their own, but Center only with one to their name, and that's Toonie's window. And that's useful to get a little bit of extra damage, but it does relatively little to sustain Center College here. Carp does fall early to that Genji, but Center playing relatively defensive around that. That'll be the Kitsune rush in here from Javi on the side of WKU. That's going to make everything that WKU does just way more deadly. A kill onto Runner with the D.Va ult. The D.Va ults have really, really been effective here for WKU. Trades going in both ways, but a slow fight here, and Center's still on the point. They are going to be able to get some of these quick respawns that are going to keep them alive, even though they might not be winning the numbers game here. Carp getting antied again. Pretty unfortunate. Toonie onto the Kiriko to make sure that they can deal with that anti-heal out from the Ana. And they are able to clear this. A dangerous game, though. So close to capping once again for WKU. Center just at the very final points there, able to, slow down the fight and wait for reinforcements with this stall. I think a really good choice there from Toonie to get onto that Kiriko briefly. Here's James Falls. And that's going to be, I think, a Nano Genji right into many of Center's members. Galvanijo is alive, maybe looking to have touch here, but even with his larger health pool, there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do into just everything that's getting thrown at them. No way to touch here, and that is going to be a map completion here from WKU. Could have been a lot worse, though. We were seeing that they nearly finished it twice. And Center's able to get this time bank down to 1 minute and 9 seconds. Still, if you are WKU, you're looking at this pretty happy. That's still a pretty good time bank and a map completion under your belt. And on a map like Nimbani, finishing it out is by no means guaranteed. And even finishing this first point is by no means guaranteed, as Center swaps over to the offense. See if their comp switches up. I would imagine that more pokey kind of cross angles comp isn't what we're going to see, and that is the truth. We're going to see something that's more classic rush here from Center College. They are looking to play this fast. Sure, what we'll see in terms of the tank could be a Reinhardt, if I had to guess. Could be another Orisa as well. They're going to want to go fast, running these TP strats on this type of map, on a hybrid map, rather than on the control point map that we didn't see a whole lot of because my PC crashed. We are going to see these TP strats not just be about, you know, the speed of getting to the point faster than the opponent. But we might see center kind of pull some cheeky stuff, some big like macro rotations, big getting the entire team into a position that maybe WKU doesn't expect. WKU still running this dive on the defense. Center looking to go around and then up to this high ground here. If Galvanijo can push on in and make the space for his team, he's going to be able to clear the space, and that's the TP that comes right on in. Unfortunately, some people falling, getting booped off. The sleep comes out. A lot of CC abilities here, able to pressure center out, but that first pick does go to Center College, and they are going to go ahead and push this and try to take some space. Still up in this high ground, but center has begun to cap the point. They will have to drop down here if they want to prevent this from getting fully taken. And they are going to have this touch with this diva. Center sort of playing defense, even though they're on offense here. Able to get the diva out of the mech. That's a big deal. And even though there's not a whole lot of picks coming out, just with those boops and the way that WKU is playing that very defensively, waiting for that full engage, the point was able to get captured by Center College there. They do get a pick onto the diva as well. And we will still swap from that diva over to the Orisa onto the second stage of the map. We will have to see who is going to be stuck as the payload princess here, and that will be Carp on the Bastion, hanging out here as the rest of the team takes this space on the streets phase. Running such a different comp than WKU was last time in this same portion of the map. We will see if this plays out different. Not quite as much of this vertical mobility as we saw with the diva from WKU. Ult's coming out from both sides, but the first pick falls onto Who's James, and Tooney goes down too. That Nano Blade is doing so much. Beak out from Runner to try to keep center alive, but oh, and it does begin to turn. We do get 2 picks here for Center College. Runner is alive on cart still. Might just be staggering himself, but he's pretty quick. He's able to get out of there alive and get healed up by Tooney. Taxing some of his teammates. Get in this fight again. Not a whole lot of people on cart here, so Center's looking to just take the fight on cart. Sort of say they're going to have to come to us. We will see cart pop that Bastion ult. And Center going for another one of those TPs. Cart falls. Who's James pops ult. It comes out just in time to maybe help some teammates, but doesn't save him. That's going to be another pretty clean team wipe for WKU. Extra unfortunate just because of how many resources Center put into that and really didn't get much for it. Not a single ult to Center's name. They do play fast. They do build these ults very quickly. Tooney could get his, in the next fight, depending on how Center chooses to play this. But a tricky spot to be in, knowing that there are ultimate abilities able to come out from WKU. We'll see the window there come out from WKU. Kind of just a zoning tool, really just buying them some more time here as the center isn't walking right into it, but still getting its use here. The damage out from Carp, but not quite in a position to really devastate anyone on WKA's side. We'll see the window out from Tooney, and the Orisa coming right on in through that. Beat from Runner, able to keep center alive during it, as well as that Lant from Tooney. A really scrappy fight here, and it's another blade coming out from Solka, able to get that first pick and clean it up. But that was a scrappy fight. That was lasting for a long time. Ults from both sides before anyone went down. But unfortunately, center is on the offense, and knowing they have to complete the map here, a fight that gets stalled out is not a fight in center's favor here. They are the team in the driver's seat who has to make things happen. WKU in the business of just stalling things out, letting this match go to time. Another TP strap, but as it happens, Cart gets taken out by Noodle. Center is up here on the high ground. Galvanijo able to get a great pick onto the support, but Tooney falls himself. Runner is get awfully hurt here in this room with this Orisa. Gonna see if he can get healed back up. A scrappy fight in this little room here. And that does look like Center is going to come out of this pretty victorious, but unfortunately Galvanito goes down there right at the end there. And I think that is very much due to not having Toonie in the fight for that sustained healing that the Baptiste provides. Galvanito going to swap over to the Doomfist, knowing he might not have a lot of fights left. Going to have to go to that kind of stally character for some more aggressive plays and burst damage. It does look like Center's going to be able to complete this, which is nice. That ult from Carp not catching a whole lot. Not sure if it was ending up being all that useful, but in that moment of confusion, to be able to just clear that site, certainly seeing the vision here, are able to secure it. 2 minutes left on the time bank. Couple ults, support ults for Center College. They're going to use it to engage. That's going to be both lamp and window out from Toonie. And able to get 2 picks and 1 onto the Bob. Center in a pretty nice position here. Incredible spear from Galvanito, able to take out King Nation on the Baptiste there. Center wants to play this fast and get these picks fast. They're taking the space. They know they're going to be able to come in for a touch, but if they can get these people as they come in one by one, it's going to be a lot easier. And Scola not able to take anything quite yet. Center getting picks one by one, able to get that utility out from the Baptiste, but they have to win this fast. It has to be big burst damage, and it looks like that's starting to happen. Just Noodle out here, and Center is able to complete the map, and not just complete it, but complete it faster than WKU. This looked to be a pretty uphill battle for Center College going into this, and especially during some of those moments in the street phase. That was not looking great for Center College. Once they finally finished that section of the street phase, I mean, there was nothing stopping them. They really just held W and went right on in there. We'll see as we enter a new round of attacks and defense, what is going to change from these two teams. See if there will be any adjustments in the comps. Center looking for much the same defense comp that they ran the first time. But maybe going to adjust a little bit of their strategy. A lot of it was that extra damage from the Sojourn coming in when they ran that kind of dive-ish comp. We'll see. Looks like we're going straight to the Orisa here for WKU rather than this more aggressive dive. Got that Lucio Baptiste. Looks like they are wanting to run fast. Center not on the Lucio, not running this mirror matchup here. Certainly WKU gonna be the faster of the two comps here, but Center able to use this positioning, all these high ground points here, all this sustaining utility from the deployables of these two support heroes. Coming straight up onto this high ground. Who's James Turret very well positioned to get a lot of extra damage here, but it does end up going down. Lamp out pretty quick. Oh, and we see picks traded. Center won't have the sustain here without the healer, but not going to be able to take space here for WKU without their tank. But that does come back to bite Center as Who's James falls as well. Only Toonie really here in the fight. There is one on point. Not sure if Center sees it. It's Javi on the Lucio. Going to be able to get out pretty fast by going through that back room here. But that does mean the Lucio is not here benefiting his team as they look to come on into sight here. First ult comes out, and that is the window. Galvanito able to keep Toonie alive with that great, spear spinning move, but it's not for too long. So much damage coming out from that window. Just an incredible, really, quick, proactive ult there is able to take that for WKU. Center, not a horrible stall here, but knowing that they 100% are going to have to cap that first point when they are on their second round of attack. Now that we're entered in overtime, Center only needs to win one fight. Maybe wants to wait for this cart to push a little closer to them so that they don't have to deal with those you know, respawns coming in so quickly. Playing back. Looks like they're playing around this corner on the on this bus here. Healing Pylon in a great position that the WKU isn't going to be able to shoot. Get so much damage. Just mitigated there. Ult's coming in from Center College, able to bait out some stuff and get pick after pick. Only Lucio alive. That's going to be Center taking this right here. Not taking this in terms of winning, of course, but able to stop that that push. Center knows where the goalpost is. We know what the win condition is. We know exactly how far we got to get that cart. We just have to make it happen. And with you know, 1 minute and 24 seconds in the time bank, really could go either way. You know, if that first initial fight does not go in Center's favor, that momentum, the first ults start going to WKU, this could be over quick. But if they are able to take it, that goalpost just isn't super far away. That's going to be certainly doable to Center College. This is really more about taking this first site here. We will see what Center's looking to do in terms of their composition. It looks like we have Carp running the Reaper here. Who's James on the Symmetra? Might be looking for some of those similar strats to just TP over to some different positions on high ground. With this type of rush comp, just being able to close that distance with the speed from Runner and the TP from Who's James makes a character like Reinhardt Galvanijo is running here just so much more impactful to get into positions that his kit can't normally get him into. We're looking at kind of more of a pokey comp coming out here from WKU, mirroring a little bit of what Center was running. TP immediately out here from Center College. They're going to be able to bunker in this back point here. Waiting for some of their abilities to come back online. That's going to be Center running right on in. Unfortunately, that first pick goes onto Who's James. Pick onto Javi, though, evens things up. And it looks like Center's starting to drop onto site. Oh, but not onto site. They're hanging around here in their enemy's spawn. And they're wasting a whole lot of the time on the time bank. 2 people alive. No one's really searching for them too hard here, but they are very split off from their team. This is going to be a difficult push for Center College. So split up. Maybe they can utilize this positioning from Galvanijo and Tooney to their advantage, but they are all able to meet up here right on point coming out of these 2 different places. Still in this low ground position, but are able to get some pressure onto point. Really just needing that first pick. We do have window from Tooney, not necessarily in the best position to get a whole lot out of it, but it does mean that we're not seeing them hop onto point yet. So close to capping, but the picks have to come out, and unfortunately that's Carp who falls down, and the ults are starting to come out here. The Illari ult coming from WKU. This does look like this is going to be Center's member falling one after one. Who's James on site, but not going to be able to get a whole lot as a solo Symmetra here. That'll be WKU taking game number 2, sending us to a game number 3. Tying things up. That was a pretty tight one there. Coming down to really just some of the last fights on that second round for both teams. It's Runner with the play of the game. That ult is incredibly devastating when you can hit a lot of people. Just the amount of damage it's able to get from not just Runner, but his teammates as well. We'll see you in just a moment as we figure out what our third map is here. Game number 3 here, the tiebreaker in this qualifier match. It's going to be going to New Queen Street. This is a push map. I would say the newest game mode, but they did just release an even newer one. But a new map with Overwatch 2 nonetheless. Going to go ahead and get things started here. Sure what we'll see here in terms of compositions quite yet. We've seen a lot of Junker Queen run on this map. A lot of classic Rush, a lot of those kind of Winston dive comps, a lot of different ways this could go. And of course, Orisa, not a bad choice on any map. And we will see the Zarya comps coming out from both sides here. Great value here. That center runs when they do this, where they sort of bubble onto Carp here, who's running on the Reaper. And Reaper with that extra health pool, with that close range damage, is sort of able to play almost like an off tank from Overwatch 1. You know, like having 2 tanks on your team at the same time. As Zarya, you know, bubbles him, makes him even more sustainable, and always able to get those cooldowns that can get him out safely. Gawaniju able to get a lot of charge here from those Echo Bombs. Who's James able to get that first pick on his classic Sojourn here. Tooney unfortunately falls as this Genji is able to push in behind Center College. He does fall as well. This does look like it's in Center's favor, but someone has to touch the robot, and that'll be Who's James on that duty. Gonna be not getting too much from this early win, other than just the momentum, as it's going to be pretty easy for WKU to engage. Center backing up a bit, giving a little bit of space to WKU, but not space that's pushing any robot anywhere. Just taking a moment to regroup here. We will see an ult come out as the Echo transforms into a second Zarya. That's just going to be a lot of bubbles coming out. And the ult comes out from the Echo Zarya. A beat able to save everyone but Tooney here. Picks coming out from both sides. Center not able to prevent the res, unfortunately, and that means the tank is back in the fight for WKU. Probably going to swing this in their favor, but Center's still doing it. Gawaniju able to get his ult out. But has to hide around the corner as he's just so low. Tooney able to get a pick off of it, but they need the sustain, they need the heals, and Gawaniju is not able to get them, and does fall. Still just such a scrappy fight on just this one objective, and Center's starting to turn it, starting to push WKU back, and they're back to pushing this robot ever so slightly. Just 2 very huge fights, and very little progress for them. But we'll finally start to see the robot move real fast here. Are going to be able to recontest from WKU well before this gets to the point of Center getting those early spawns, but still some really, really great progress being made. Have DPS ults online. Runner already back to another beat. Harp's going to go ahead and pop his. Does take one, but loses his own life in the process. Useful to take out that lamp, but another Echo ult coming out. So many more bubbles, so much tanky health here for WKU. Tooney able to pop his ult, and that's going to help the rest of Center's team amplify this damage and just burn down WKU. Gawaniju wanting to get a kill onto that Mercy, but she is able to just barely escape. But Tooney getting that pick onto the Baptiste. They are past the point of getting those early respawns. Still waiting for the Sojourn. That's Who James back there. They're going to go ahead and seed the robot briefly, but they don't really lose anything for it until that robot gets all the way back to the other team's, little push wall. Afraid of that wall, and very safely chooses to just back out of that fight. Center backing up kind of a great deal here, but again, doesn't really lose any progress on the map until the other team starts to get on that push wall. Center just looking to stay alive and win fights, not necessarily just stay with always pressure on the robot. Runner falls to the blade, but Galvanijo able to get a nice punch kill onto the enemy tank. Is going to be both supports down for Center College, so Galvanijo just going to want to go ahead and die here, really. So he doesn't get staggered too much. We have a Valkyrie online here for WKU. Pretty close to having another Echo copy there. And Galvanijo has a potentially very impactful ult with the Graviton Surge here. Can group this whole team up. With that lamp from King Nation there on WKU, that can make that Graviton Surge do a whole lot less when it keeps the team alive. So Center might be looking to go ahead and bait that out in an earlier fight. Genji in behind on some of Center. But Galvanijo able to take him down. Can't deflect the beam. Ult popped here. Center getting these picks in this scrappy fight. Carp able to take two. Gonna look for a final one on that Echo. Of course, Runner steals it from him, but great plays there. Galvanijo taking some space, playing up close to try and get some charge. That bubble onto Carp is able to pick up quite a bit for Center College here, giving them this opening and really cleaning up. Center wants to back up to get 3 on Cart. They know they're going to be easily able to recontest before too much more happens. So they really just want to make the progress here. We see that perfectly executed strategy of just bubbling Carp, making him such a threat. See Tooney with the window, probably going to be using that into this next fight as people look to come in. It's the Reinhardt speeding right onto point. Doesn't get too much value from the window because they just close the gap so quickly with a Reinhardt speeding right on in. First pick goes on to Carp, and now Tooney falls as well. This is going to be a win fight for WKU, but a lot of ults being invested for that. And yes, it keeps them alive and in this fight, but look at all this progress on the bar up here that Center College was able to make. Almost no progress on the push wall so far for WKU. Center still in a pretty good position. Neither team has tons of ults. Really just Javi's online right now and Galvanijo's very, very soon. Looking to grab right onto this Reinhardt. The beat comes out. Carp able to stay up with that bubble, but the damage does eventually come out, take him out. We know Shatter was invested there and Beat was invested there. I don't recall if anything else was. We will see the Tracer here now for WKU, and she does have Pulse Bomb. Who's James able to get a great pick onto the Echo. That's really going to open things up. So much damage, able to rain it down onto the Reinhardt as well. looking for a pick onto this Baptiste, able to get that damage. Who's James? And then Galvanijo finishing it off. That's really huge to go ahead and stop that momentum. And really just to, again, burn this time bank down with only 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the map. Center doesn't have to take it to the end. They just have to maintain their lead. That'll be the window coming out from Center. Unfortunately, Carp does fall before Center can get too much value out of it. But plenty of ults online for Center. And they might go ahead and back out of here. Just want to make sure they have all their teammates for a clean fight. And that is not going to happen as Galvanijo does fall here. Who's James going to go ahead and die there as well. This isn't a huge deal as there's only 30 seconds left. They've used a lot of ults here. They're going to have Shatter pretty soon. They're going to have that Echo ult right now. Center has Beat that can do a lot to prevent some of those things, but not if Runner falls too early in the fight. Carp really going to want to get this this Reaper ult. If he can get in their back line and get that bubble, that could be just what he needs. That is a Lucio all out for Center College. Carp able to take out 3. Does get shattered. This fight isn't quite over yet. But those last 2 people do fall, and now that we are in overtime, absolutely no way for WKU to get to the site. That is going to be a win for Center College in this game 3 here. Really, really great stuff. Enelska from WKU with the play of the game on the Genji. But some great plays is not enough into Center's new Queen Street. Just played so cleanly, so efficiently, the way they were just cycling ults and taking space really effectively. That will be the end of our broadcast here tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great rest of your evening.